Welcome to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Alton West. Today I'll have guests on from the LaGrange Police Department. Also, I have ladies on talking about the upcoming Merry Market. So stay tuned for those interviews coming up in just a moment. Welcome to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm sitting down with two of the LaGrange's finest from our LaGrange Police Department. I'm sitting down first to my far left, Corporal Greg Sivers, and immediately to my left here is Corporal Ariel Ward. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
How you doing?
Thank you.
We're good, good. Well, I know that this is the first time I had both of you gentlemen to sit down with me here on the show. I've had a couple of other gentlemen from and ladies from the police department, but I just want to, again, I want to talk a little bit about you guys' roles. And I know that you all have a specific, unique role here in our city, and we're going to talk about that in just a moment. I'm going to start with my senior officer here, I think, Ariel. Ariel, tell us a little bit about yourself, if you don't mind, and what were you doing prior to the role that we're going to talk about here today?
Okay, again, my name is Ariel Ward, and I've been with the City of LaGrange for about 35 years. And prior to being the warrant officer and court security, I was on patrol as a patrolman. And then I got assigned to the warrant division, where I've been working there for ever since 1999, and that's where I am up to date to now.
Up to date, okay, all right, very long time. All right, Greg, tell us a little bit before you got into the role that you're in today.
Basically, I was in patrol and field training officer. Did approximately 14 years where we're training the recruit officers. And Captain File come to me and wanted me to assist and work with Ariel, which we had a good relationship that we could work together. We could pretty much work together without even actually verbalizing, because we know how each other body language, how we respond to stuff. So that's
the dynamic duo here, right? Well, you know, and again, you guys do have an important role, and you know, Greg talked about field training officer. Now, I think, Ariel, you were a field training officer once upon a time too, right?
Yes, I was field training officer. I've been a sergeant. I worked drugs. I've been on bike patrol. I did a little everything.
I'm finna say, with 35 years of experience there, yeah, I can remember you were there when I came on board, and I think you were field training officer during that time.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, we're here today to talk about an important role that you gentlemen both play, and that is court security. Before we came on the air, Ariel, you and I, we were all talking about how things have dramatically changed since the 9/11 incident and the other incidents we see around the nation of, you know, just senseless lives being lost at the hands of someone. If they went and talked to somebody, or perhaps could have resolved in a much peaceful manner. Let me just ask this question right now. How important is security, court security, particularly in the City of LaGrange?
Well, Alton, is very important. You know, even in a small town like LaGrange, you can't wait till something bad happens. We at the LaGrange Police Department, and Chief Deckmeyer, he put a lot of emphasis on, you know, preparing yourself and making things safe for the citizen of LaGrange. Like I said, you can't wait till something bad happens before you start training and getting ready for it. You want to be prepared as best as you can. And the reason for doing that, you want to save as many lives as you possibly can and keep people from getting hurt. And being a part of the police department, that's our job, to protect and to serve.
Absolutely. You know, and Ariel, you said a number of great things. Greg, I want to ask you a question, because Ariel talked about training. How important do you feel like your training and the experience, because you have 27 years yourself, Greg, and Ariel with 37 years, how important is your training playing into what you all do now?
It plays a big role because the thing is that over the years you learn how to read people and relate to them. You can talk to them in a different tone to de-escalate the situation, or just by knowing them and they know that you're going to be truthful with them and help them. That de-escalated a lot of things, because they'll come to us and ask us a question, what you think about this, because they know we're not going to give them a runaround. You know, whatever we can do to help you, that's what we're there for.
Okay.
And I think a lot of times it takes those years of experience and training that the last resort is to take someone to jail.
Exactly.
We're more of that liaison where you come to us, you got a problem, I mean, if we can help you, we're going to help you.
Right.
Okay.
And just like you have a problem with the warrants or whatever, and you're working, we don't want to come and take you off your job.
Okay.
We'll make arrangements so that, you know, we're there to help
To
you
work
with
it
that.
out.
Exactly.
Yes.
Good. And, you know, in all those places, and I'm going to tie all this together here at the end of our presentation, but I'm going to jump into talking about court security. Court is held a couple of days a week. What's the time frame of court, and what days is court held, RL?
It varies. Sometimes we have it on Mondays from 4 p.m. until it's over with. Tuesday we have it from about 8:30 until court normally run from maybe to 11:30.
Okay.
And then we intervene again at about 1:30 until it's over with. And of course on Fridays we have it from about 12 to
12:30
until it's over with.
Okay. All right.
And
People coming into court, and you know, of course, sometimes, you know, we may have been out working, we may have been, you know, coming from our job or whatever the case may be, and we may, I got to go to court, and we just take off and we go to court, and of course they got to come through the detective, they got to come past you guys.
Right.
What are some of the things that people should not be bringing to court? I mean, I know it's common sense. Either one of you guys, what are some things they shouldn't be bringing?
Main thing is they got to look at, I mean, sharp objects, screwdrivers, pointed objects.
Okay.
I know it don't seem like it could be used as a weapon to them, but those little small items can puncture someone, put your eye out. It's a number of things, and so it's not that we're being rude or anything, telling them that, hey, you need to take that back out, but it could be a hazard because it's been proven, like you said, since 9/11, all kind of items has been used, even smallest to a nail. You know, they make bombs out of nails. So
pepper sprays and mace, things like that. And like I said, people get upset because we ask them that you got to take it back out, and of course they want us to ask us if we can keep it, but no, we can't. You know, we can't babysit the people's personal items.
Okay.
It's just not our responsibility. We would prefer that you take it and put it back in your car.
Okay.
You know, when you come to court, you basically need maybe your ID and maybe some personal thing. It all depends on what you are there for. But we would prefer if you leave your bags and your pocketbooks, your large bag, your work bag, your lunches. We would prefer that you just leave them in your vehicle.
They bring you lunches.
Yes. Well, this is my lunch. And people get upset because their water is not allowed, you know, inside the courtroom, and there's a reason for that, you know.
Absolutely.
But they get upset. But nevertheless, we have a job to do, and we have to do it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Talking about that, and Greg, I know you want to add something. Talking about that, have you all had any incidents in court that you can talk about?
Yes. Well, I found some. We found drugs. I found marijuana in a lady purse, and of course when she came through the line, she said, "Well, that's not mine, but it's in the purse that you that you had." And of course we found other personal items and and stuff like that. But we haven't found any guns yet, and thank goodness we haven't.
That's right. Absolutely.
But Greg might have something he want to add a little bit too.
and to protect us and protect them, it's under surveillance. So we have the camera system there. So in a situation like that where they say it's not theirs, you know, we're not there to plan anything on anyone, so it's for their protection and ours that it's recorded also. So, and you know, also you don't want them to bring in like magazines. I think we had one magazine, someone bring in a gun magazine.
Oh, okay, a gun magazine.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Okay. So basically, anything like that, pointed object, you know, lunches, all the things that you guys just mentioned, don't belong in the court. They don't even need to bring them in there. Leave them in the cars.
Exactly.
Okay.
and like I said, the minimum thing that they need is like the ID, the money, our wallet, the big purses. Understand? I know they're dressing with their, but it's time consuming and it actually hold up the line. So a lot of people get impatient, and if we have the inclement weather, but we still got to check it, and that just slows up the process.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Okay. Now, I want to go back to the experience that you gentlemen have, and as I look at it, we're talking almost 60 years of experience here. I didn't want to say that out loud too. Almost 60 years of experience here. And I know that some years ago, the LaGrange Police Department went to what we call community policing. How important do you feel community policing and your experience helps you all to do your job in a better way, in a professional manner, that we see not only you two doing your job, but all the others doing their job? Is that important?
Yes, community policing is very important because not only do the people need us, we need the people of the City of LaGrange. We can't efficiently do our job without the people out there. And I think it goes kind of hand in hand. We need each other. And Greg and I, like I said, we know a lot of people around LaGrange, and just because you go to jail, that does not make you a bad person. And I think Greg and I expressed that well because we will work with people, as Greg said earlier, you know, try to work out whatever problem. If we can help you, we'd be more than glad to help you. But that didn't come overnight. That took years of experience because I know it, when I was in my career, early in my career, I was kind of a hothead and I was, you know, running off at the mouth and let people get next to me. But now I can sit back and I listen to people because people have problems just like everybody else. And I found it's more easy to get cooperating if you listen instead of getting in an altercation with people.
Absolutely. Greg, you want to add something as we close out?
No, basically, like you said, you know, we're there to help you if we can. I mean, if you have a question, you can call the police department. They'll direct you to our office. Leave us a message and your phone number. We'll get back in touch with you because, like you said, every situation is different, and we have to look at those differently.
Okay. Well, gentlemen, it's a pleasure sitting down with both of you all, and again, I know that you all have an important job, and a job that not only protecting the lives of the individuals coming into the courtroom, but as also your lives, and also protecting your families.
Exactly.
So we want to say thank you to you both, and all the men and women in blue for the job that you all do here within the City of LaGrange to protect our citizens. So thank both of you gentlemen for being here today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for more City Weekend in just a moment.
Nobody wants to be stopped by a law enforcement officer.
Everyone wants to feel safe.
So we've trained our officers to first listen and then explain.
We ask if you have contact with one of our officers, you listen, give him an opportunity to explain, comply with his requests, and if there's a problem, contact us so that we can investigate your complaint.
Listen, explain, comply, then complain.
Our safety and yours matters.
Welcome back to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. Now I'm sitting down with the executive director of Mary Market, I should
United
say.
Way.
United Way. I have Mary Market on the brain, Patty,
That's
so
right.
forgive me there.
That's okay.
I'm sitting down with Patty Youngblood from United Way. Also, I'm sitting down today with a guest, Melissa Miller, who is the director for the Breakfast with the Elves. Ladies, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Well, I'm going to start out with my veteran over here, Melissa, if you don't mind, then I'll come back to you. Patty, tell us a little bit about yourself as if we don't know.
Y'all are tired of hearing about me. I am the president of United Way of West Georgia, and Mary Market is our fundraiser that's dedicated. All the funds that we raise go to early learning. And so this is a unique time in the year that we get to celebrate bring people an opportunity to do some early Christmas shopping. We bring vendors in from all over the country, and it's really a great time to get a head start on your Christmas shopping. Melissa and I were talking while we were outside. I'm always surprised when I get home and I start getting ready for Christmas, and I'll bring out my Merry Market shopping bag, and oh, I bought this for that person, and I bought this for that, and it's, you know, a lot of little things that you don't remember, or you find that one special item that's perfect for this person. So we're really, obviously you can tell, I'm really excited about Merry Market. It is October 20th is our preview party from 5 to 8.
Okay.
It's going to be out at the Callaway Conference Center again. And this year our preview party is going to be a tailgate theme. We're going to have sliders and lots of tailgate kind of food, and Perrin Alford is going to play. We'll have beverages. We'll also have our annual silent auction as part of the vendor fee. Each one of our vendors has to donate an item for the silent auction. And all the proceeds from the silent auction go to early learning. So that's a net proceed to us. That's just part of their vendor fee.
Okay, very good. So much excitement there. Hold that excitement just for a moment, Patty. Let me jump over to our to Melissa here just for a moment. Melissa, tell us a little bit about yourself, if you don't mind.
Okay, I'm a homeschooling mom here in LaGrange, and this is the second year that we're going to have breakfast with the elves for children ages 3 to 7. And we would love to have your children come and join us. For $15, your children get to come and join us at the breakfast, and you can go and shop, and we will make pancakes and cute little picture frames, and we'll print off a picture of your child that they can put in there. They'll make pancakes that look like an elf, and we will have guest elves, but also 2 special guests this year. We're going to have Anna and Elsa come and join us and help entertain the children, so that you can spend that time shopping and enjoying yourself in the Merry Market.
Okay, well, very good. And so much great things they're going to, and then Melissa, you kind of skimmed right over. You told us about all the great things that the kids going to be able to do. But I understand, in talking with Patty, there's another little tidbit of information that you can share with us, if you don't mind.
Well, before I was married, I lived in Washington, D.C., and I worked for Meet the Press with Tim Russert. I worked with the production crew there. Oh my, that's quite an honor to have you in.
Isn't that exciting?
It is exciting. And this is your second year doing the Breakfast with the Elves?
Right, it is the second year of Breakfast with the Elves.
Okay, well, very good.
And she is a champion volunteer. We have some really wonderful volunteers with Merry Market. Stephanie Preston, who couldn't be here this morning, is Mrs. Merry Market, not me. It's Stephanie. And she's sorry she couldn't be here this morning, but she is really the power behind Merry Market. And Meredith Key's done hospitality for the since we started. And then we got Melissa last year, and we are so excited that she's taken this project on, because it just expands the scope of what we're doing. Gives moms an opportunity for that $15. That includes a general admission ticket for mom to come and shop. So it's $10 for each child if you wanted to bring 2 or 3. It's $10 for each additional child.
Okay. And you know, Patty, you're talking about that. You got Melissa on board. It's her second year. But understand, this is the 6th annual year that that the Merry Market has been held. Talk a little bit about the monies that we've been able to generate here in the community for early learning.
It's really exciting, Alton. We have raised almost $100,000 in net proceeds. That's after all you know, all the expenses and everything else, and that money is specifically for early learning. It's really, there was an article in the LaGrange Daily News this week about one of our latest grants. It's a partnership between the school system and Success by 6 and our pediatricians' offices. And Nicole Kennedy wrote a grant. She's at the school system, and she and Gail Gordon have partnered with Success by 6. They've written some brochures for parents, and the grant was actually to help purchase the books, and they're putting books in pediatricians' offices to give to children, not just to be there in the waiting room, but for the children to actually take home. And the children's clinic is the first place they did a pilot, and the nurse there decided it would be a good thing to do when they get their immunizations. And there was the cutest story in the press release that one of the kids said, "But I want my lollipop." And the nurse said, "Well, if you come back next time and you can read that book to me, I'll give you your lollipop."
Okay.
So it's an incentive for the parents to read to their children. We're trying to reach children who might not have books or you know, might have just a couple of books. We're really big on that. So that was the latest grant. We've also helped fund.
No, I was going to say, I'm going to just 1 second, because all that you're saying, I'm going to jump to Melissa and ask her a question, which ties into what you're speaking about, Patty. Being a homeschool mom and teacher, how important is it that children get those books at an early age?
I think it is really important. The earlier you can get a book in a child's hand and make them excited, get them curious to learn how to read, the more they're going to read, the better they're going to be at reading, and earlier they're going to be able to read.
Absolutely.
Which is important.
And on grade level, one of the things I understand too, by just saying those words, those sight words and various things of that nature.
The key is to have children reading on grade level by third grade.
By third grade. That's
You
right.
learn to read up to third grade, and from third grade forward you read to learn. And it's very unfortunate, but third grade reading is really a key to very often an individual's success academically. A lot of children who can't read at third grade, you know, it just kind of takes off from there. And if you can't read, you can't do math. If you can't read, you can't understand science. You can't read your social studies. So our big push is to have all children reading on grade level by third grade.
And that's why it's so important that we get, and I wanted to pull that out so we can get, hopefully solicit more of our general public to come out and support Mary Market, because it all goes for a very worthwhile cause. Talk a little bit about, Pat, if you don't mind, some of the vendors, because we came out last year, Philip, Keith, and I had an opportunity to just kind of venture around, and there were some wonderful things out there. I still have grits, mind you.
I know, we couldn't get them back.
Oh my goodness.
But we are really excited this year. We have a number of returning vendors. I said I wore this necklace especially because Snooty Hootie 2 is coming back. They have jewelry and a lot of engravable jewelry as well. I actually got this piece from the silent auction last year.
Okay.
And then we've got M & Co., which is the frame girl, the lady who makes frames from Columbus. She has awesome frames and signs.
Okay.
Sharon told me to be sure to talk about the food because everybody loves food.
Absolutely.
There's a lady, there's a company called Caroletta's Cakes for Macon.
I remember her.
Oh my goodness, they have the best pound cake with caramel icing is just to die for. And I actually sent one of those cakes to my son in Oklahoma, and I had told him it was coming, and I got this text, "Mom, cake arrived. It's awesome." That was the whole text.
Oh my goodness.
But we're really excited. This year we have Superior Pecans and Gifts from Eufaula coming. And also in the food area, we have the Soup and Dip Company, All of Us, coming back, and they have been such a hit. We missed them for a couple of years. They take 3 booth space. Instead of a 10 by 10, they have a 10 by 30. And they keep crock pots of a lot of their different soups that you can taste, and dip mixes, and wonderful. Annie Green is going to be there again this year with her original artwork and her book and some of her note cards. For those people who own Cutco cutlery and need to have it sharpened or whatever, the Cutco company is coming back. They actually signed a contract last year before they left. They wanted to come back that much. We have Abriana's coming back with women's clothing. We have Discovery Toys this year. We have children's clothing. I love the name of this company. It's Lala Dorables.
Lala Dorables.
Lala Dorables.
Awesome.
Martha Evans from Evans Home House is coming with some of her Christmas decorations and home decor. We have Essential Oils. doTERRA from Noonan is coming with essential oils.
Sounds like a long laundry list there, right?
We have the ballroom filled.
And that's great. And one of the things I want to tell the general public, the long list, all are very great come out and see the ones that Patty didn't get a chance to call out.
Exactly.
Because I want to ask Melissa, because she has a couple of items here that I wanted to talk about before we close out. Melissa, you have an elf here.
We
Talk a
do.
little bit about that if you don't mind, and how can people be the owner of one of those?
We have these elves and wrapped up. They'll be available at the breakfast, and we hope that you and your child will want to take one home so that you can remember the fabulous time that they had at the breakfast, making crafts and reading with the elves and seeing Anna and Elsa and making an elf pancake. We want them to be able to remember that, and you can keep this frame. It's a magnet. Keep it on your refrigerator through the season and remember the good time they had, but also remember Merry Market.
Absolutely. And ladies, you know, it's, like I say, Patty, there's so much energy surrounding it. It's a great time. You know, Philip, Keith, and I thoroughly enjoyed ourselves out there last year. And as I stated, I got grits left and I had jelly.
Oh, really?
I still have jelly left as
We have a
well.
new jelly company coming too. It's
Okay.
called Everything in a Jar.
Everything, okay. Well,
They have
great.
jellies and jams and chow chow and all kinds of good stuff.
So we definitely will have to get tickets to come out
Yes,
again.
you will. And remember that the proceeds from all the tickets, the tagline for Merry Market is shopping with a purpose, and the purpose is to support early learning in Troup County.
Absolutely. Well, ladies, our time always get away from us so quickly. I want to thank Melissa, you for being on the show, and Patty, always a pleasure to sit down with you and your energy. So thank you both, ladies, for being here today.
Thank you.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for more City Week in just a moment.
Why United Way? Because in some way, everyone in our community is touched by your donation to United Way of West Georgia. Yes, everyone. United Way helps 25 local agencies touch thousands of lives, even yours. To cause so many good things to happen, these organizations must have volunteers. Fortunately, more than 2,300 local volunteers are now giving time to the 25 local organizations that United Way of West Georgia helps support. Yes, more than 2,300 volunteers. But more are needed. Please volunteer your time, as well as your financial support. You'll be astonished at what you'll receive in return.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for joining City Week this week. My guests have been from the LaGrange Police Department, Corporal Ariel Ward and Corporal Greg Sivers, as they talked about courtroom security and items that you should not be bringing to the court. So by all means, ladies and gentlemen, please be advised by those warnings. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I had on Patty Youngblood, who is the director of United Way, along with Melissa Miller, the chairperson for the Breakfast with Elves at this year's 6th annual Merry Market that will be held at the Callaway Conference Center. So by all means, ladies and gentlemen, come on out and support this very worthwhile cause. All of the proceeds, as you heard, go to early learning. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you've enjoyed these interviews, and as always, I want to invite you back for more of City Week.
Spacious skies for